Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, I just did a test stream. I figured that I was getting that sound because the camera was too close, so I pushed it away a bit, and it was just too far away. I can't hear me from that far away. So I pulled it forward about an inch. Pardon any lag. I need to get my screens up. Where do I go? Like, I haven't been doing this since March. Or, well, I've been uploading since March. I started going live in... This may be 2 years of live shows. Let's see, me... So yeah, smash that like button, right meow. It helps out the channel. Helps get the show pushed out. That must be what's doing it, because I'll get random clicks for my videos. Just all through the week. Matt Copper was on the show, and then after the fact I noticed I'm getting a bunch of clicks on my Cultivate Elevate reviews. I was like, I wonder if that does it. I didn't have the chat room open. I'm sorry. I wish I did, because I saw when I was just doing the test that Joe Taylor was there, and Modus, and Jenna. She's been there. She is. She's here. Great. What's up to Patrick and Dandy and Jenna, Modus. Let me look that up about Barnabas. Let me get my screens up first, Modus. Yeah, Jenna's been out for a minute. Just hasn't been around. I've been thinking about you, girl. That chick cracks me up. But yeah, I'm glad you're back. I mean, I knew you were still with us. You were just recuperating. Beating up too many third graders. You gotta take a break and kind of realize there's more to life than beating up third graders. No, it's just you know, health stuff. I don't know, because I live online. I can't. I one day in 2013 I learned to get online every day. There was some kind of sale for like the complete box set of Brodus, but you had to buy it by midnight, and it was $11.50, and I never whipped out my credit card so fast, and you know, I got it for whatever the discount was. So that's when I learned to get online every day, and I live here, so I can't not be online, especially since I watch YouTube every day and all of that. But I realize, you know, people do have lives, so they can't do that. But yeah, Joe Taylor says, yeah, someone who's not worth mentioning is a dick. Actually, they're in the closet, and they're mad I figured that out. So I had to say something to the person who hosts the show. And I'm just looking up something Modus said. Let's see, Jonathan Fred. Basically, if I get one more... Actually, I've got an issue with I got a lot of the moderators giving me a hard time, so it just looks like the host of the show is making people mods to harass me. So I let them know, hey, I'm about to lose my fucking home, and this shit needs to stop! And if it doesn't, I'll just report every incident and every account and every episode. Because it's breaking the rules. It's not about who likes whom. You're breaking the rules. Harassment, targeted harassment, ongoing harassment is against Google policy. Doxing people is against Google policy. Let's see, Jonathan Frid died at a hospital, not going to pronounce that, in Hamilton, Ontario, of pneumonia and complications after a fall. Oh my god. I mean, it was over 6 foot tall, so if you fall down, it just hurts. Yeah. Oh, this is mysterious. Some places reported his date of death as April 13th or 14th. They couldn't get it right. It was 2012, and it wasn't that long ago. Oh, I guess it was Friday the 13th, early hours of April 14th, it says. So, he didn't die in the hospital, or he died, well, the hospital is like a prison, but he was in a hospital. Doesn't seem like he was in hospice. Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, he was up there. R.I.P. to Catherine O'Hara. It's, as if this week couldn't get any worse, and then I found that out, and, as much hype as The Nightmare Before Christmas gets now, I was that hype about it in 1993. It was my favorite movie. There was nothing else like it. Completely obsessed. Like, still have the soundtrack memorized. Had the movie, the whole nine. Um, I just could not get enough. And everybody's seen Home Alone. And I haven't seen all of her work, but she's I'm gonna get emotional because it's the worst thing in the world when we lose a comedian. It's not like, it sucks when we lose a musician. I mean, it sucks when anybody that you like dies. But the thing with comedy is it's a little bit more niche. I mean, some people can love a comedian. Some people can have nothing but pure hatred for them. It's subjective. You like what you like. So when we lose somebody, it's bad when somebody who can make you feel so much joy is no longer with us. Damn, I am gonna cry. I haven't cried about it, but I guess I am now. Pardon me, this is a bit embarrassing, but it just, I mean, like if she was in pain or something, I don't know if she was sick, but like if she was, sick or anything like that, it's over for her. But she had a husband, she had kids, she had, family, friends, co-workers, and pets, I don't know, plants, so that sucks, but it's, she's in a better place. We all get to see her again. We have her, we still have her work. It's not like when somebody dies, suddenly you can't watch their movies or anything like that. So, like she gave us a ton of material that's still out there. We can still get joy from her performances, pardon me. Sometimes when I cry, my nose runs. But yeah, I just found that out yesterday. But what's up to Lisa Gray is here. Jenna says it's been a minute since I've been around. What's going on? Right now I review Dark Shadows. It's the soap opera from 1966. It ran for 5 years. Well, it ran for 1 year, then it was up for cancellation, so they made some casting changes at about before episode 210, about episode 192. Pardon me. And then Jonathan Frid, like I mentioned, came on in episode 210, and it was on for another 4 years. And it's such a big deal that they are having a convention in California at the end of July for it. Like some of those actors are still alive. They're gonna, be there, and it's like maybe 3 days or something like that. So that's incredible. So it's a very, you don't find people posting about it online, maybe on Tumblr, but it's I like it. It got me through a really bad time a couple of Januaries ago, actually the week of my cusp. So it's why I'm here. It's one of my favorite things. It kept giving me what I wanted. Hot guys, cute girls, interesting storylines, spooky stuff. And I liked it so much, I got the box set sitting right over there. You can watch it for free on Tubi. Link in the description for the channel and for the show. Also, a link to um, Internet Archive as well. Also, down in the description, I'm gonna check my audio before I start. I do have Discord. Some folks are already members. It really hasn't been active since I've been going live, but I just putting that out there, seeing if that can become a place to hang out at. Joe Taylor, did that person block you? Because they should not even be a moderator. When you give people the mod status for ceremonial reasons, clearly nothing good happens. It's not good to be in the closet because you're just a liar. But yeah, I'm up to, I've got, every time I mention how many subscribers I have, it goes down. So I'm not going to mention that. I'll mention that I've got over 18,000 views on the channel. My Dark Shadows Complete Series episode is up over 4K views. I'm never going to do anything bigger than that. Just same old, same old. On the whole, I forget exactly when you stop coming around, Jenna, but just on the whole, things are getting worse. Money ran out. Got an eviction notice for Christmas. Haven't been to the chiropractor since October 1st. I'm gonna do a show on Friday the 13th. That's a balcony chat, so we'll just hang out there. Want to go to What's Up, Glad You Made It? Yeah, I'm not crying. You're crying. I thought I was okay with it. That's that made me break down talking to you guys about it. That's just it's like I said what I said. You know, somebody dies. It sucks for everybody left behind, but whatever they were going through, it's done. We get to see them again eventually. It's not like they just dissipate. I believe in a afterlife. Joe Taylor, I'm so disappointed that, quite frankly, chat not sticking up for you. Yeah, it's terrible to have one, two, and more than two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people ganging up on you when you've been there for 11 years. Patrick, did you get the audio sorted? No, that's why I've got that in the beginning part. If you can make it stop sounding like I got my recording equipment in 1932 and stop all the pops and stuff like that, I don't know. 6 months. Okay, so if it's Aquarius now, that means around Leo. Yeah, that's right before things got really bad. Yeah, it was sort of on a little bit of a down sweep, but my equipment died. My plug-in camera killed my laptop, so I had to get a brand new camera, brand new laptop. That's why I got the shot like this, but it's a cheap Logitech camera. It's been giving me nothing but problems. But I play Minecraft now. I love it. I haven't done any shows with it yet, but it has come up. I built the cottage from Dark Shadows in it. I love it. Lisa Gray says, I'm okay dealing with the sister, 15-year-old, Shih Tzu, half blind, kind of deaf, and a picky eater. Gladly put up with it. Sissy in Mexico going through holistic cancer care. Dog hair, slobber, shit, puke. Oh no. It's nothing. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Jenna, who's in the closet? They've been made a moderator. I blocked them for harassment, but they're a moderator now. No one worth mentioning on the show. They're in the closet. They use AI. Very homosexual. I mean, it's okay if you're gay. Again, don't be in the closet. You're just a liar. Nobody likes liars. Nobody likes AI users. That's just Satanism. Joe Taya, love and blessings to you all in chat. That love Nikki. Yeah, there's great people out there. Joe Tay says, I'm positive I was blocked because mentioning Tori Says. Huh, she's been on the show, hasn't she? Email Frank about that. I mean, if you're in his Discord, you can always DM him. If that doesn't work, you can send him an email, a WTF. Anybody can see, I don't know if it's anybody, but he owns the channel. He can go back through, I think it's called the activity, or channel activity, and it'll show you every single comment a person has made. Modus, how many views before monetization? I need to have at least, I've forgotten. Because there's a milestone at 500 subscribers, and then there's another milestone at 1,000. It's, I forgot the question. Memberships. Well, for memberships, super chats, which I already have, link in the description. I have Venmo, I have Buy Me a Coffee. That goes directly to myself. Your money stays in the United States. I'm not spending it on hookers and blow. Not asking to get enough to keep my car. I just want to eat. I'm down to 97 pounds. I want to stay between 95 and 99, but it's not really my choice. But it's memberships and super chats and shopping, 500 subs and at least 3,000 views in a year, and then monetization is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views in the last 365 days. So if anything's really going to hold me back, I think it's the watch time. And the audio issues are not helping with that, but I don't know how to fix it. I can't figure it out. Now I got my back distracting me, like I don't have enough distractions. Like it's not hard enough to concentrate in the first place. Joe Taylor says, I'm mourning the loss of Patriot Scotty, March 10th. Aw, damn. That blows. I like Pisces too. Folks don't need to be dying that as well. Of the water signs, that's the easiest one for me to get through. It used to be hard because that's when my friend's birthday is in March, but I can get through March now with just the month that he died. Well, he died on Halloween. That's the one day I would never go live. It's too you have one bad thought and everything comes crashing down like a house of cards. So that's one day I could never. I'll go live on my birthday, New Year's Day before. I just can't go live on Halloween. It's too rough of a day. I think I just played Minecraft that day this year. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, except he's not a king. If you have to give yourself a title, you're not that. What's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. Yeah, Moda said, it's YouTube, let the Q people come back. Yeah, I believe that, what you said, Joe Taylor, about no response. Yeah, that's why I don't. They're just part of the problem, so I will just talk to them. I will just look in. If they say anything, I'll check on that about once a month. They was just getting harassment in December, had to say something about it maybe about a week ago. So that was my January. I'll look in again on that in February. I don't need the hassle because they're not going to be homeless in the spring. I've got real fucking problems. I don't make problems or give people shit for having less than me. But I'm a good person. Let's see. Where are my notes? Over here. I know if I covered up, I wouldn't find them. But yeah, that's enough catching up. Let me check out the review that I just wrote this morning that I've forgotten already. Yeah, so to recap the last few episodes I went over. Now, Liz told Laura to get out of Collinwood that night. But there was a thunderstorm, so she's like, okay, well, get out in the morning. But then Liz goes back home. She's going up the stairs. It just falls down the stairs. She just collapsed. So then later on, she's in a room by herself. And then suddenly Laura is just in her room. You know, we didn't hear a door open or nothing. And then all of it, then, you know, Carolyn goes up to see her mom. There's a scream. Carolyn screams. And we see Liz, and she's just lying there, just staring forward. Other people in the room, she doesn't notice, no reaction, like she's in a coma. Moda says, asking if I remember Davy Crocco when Frank started posting. Yeah, didn't he? I know he passed, but I don't know from what. Oh, yeah, Jenna, yeah, have a good evening. Yeah, good to see you, too. I'm glad you're still up there, up and around kicking. We're still over on... the show's monetized now, so if you go to watch, you know, the other show, it's, I watch on Twitch when I do watch, and then I'm in both chat rooms, so I don't get any ads, and I don't, you know, pay for Twitch or anything like that. Never pay for a free app. But there's enough interruptions without having ads as well. I don't watch ads. Yeah, I don't know if like Davey was sick or anything like that. I don't know if unfortunately some people do unalive themselves, and it's for reasons. Modus always checked himself out. Oof, yeah, that sucks. I know exactly how that feels because I want to do that every single day when I wake up now. But I'm glad I've got you guys to keep me around because it wouldn't be worth it without you guys. Joe Taylor says, funny some people in the Tory Says chat the other day and said nothing in, quite frankly, chat about important information with receipts. Fucking hypocrites. Yeah, I don't know how they do it in other, like, political current event type shows because I don't care about current events. Again, I've got real problems. I don't need to borrow trouble from a TV show. Yeah, some information does seem to get skipped. Modus is like, yeah, it's sad. Shut up, woman. Yeah, I'm not cute enough to be sad for shtick, so it's legit. Just being honest about it. Because it's rough. But we get to see each other today, so this is awesome. Yeah, sometimes you just have to say, fuck this shit, I'm out permanently, and then, yeah, it happens. So, I'm a little bit stuffy now. I don't know if Davey said anything about it, that he was, feeling that way, but maybe if people didn't give each other shit for admitting that they're going through hard stuff, then people would not feel like they needed to unalive themselves as much. But there's too much, it is, society wants people to unalive themselves too much. They, especially since 2021, so that's not going anywhere. I realize that. I'm at peace with it. So, episode 160, this aired on February 3rd, 1967. It's a day 32, and it is the afternoon. We're up in Liz's bedroom, and Liz is she's just lying in bed, just staring straight forward, and it's as if like the house could be burning down and she wouldn't know. And Carolyn's sitting bedside, just keeping her eye on her, just trying to look for any kind of movement, like when you're watching something and expected it to move. It's that kind of intensity. But Victoria walks in and she's like, well, I'll sit with her. You go have lunch. Carolyn's staring at her mom. She's like, no, she's trying to tell me something. Mother? Trying to get some kind of reaction out of her. Victoria says she can't hear you. Don't do this to yourself. Carolyn says, I promised Liz that she wouldn't leave Collinwood. I want specialists to come see her. So Victoria tells her, well, one's on the way. Frank called a guy, and that's kind of all she has to let her know about. So she leaves the room. But Roger comes in, and he says that, well, if she's getting worse, she shouldn't be here. Liz never knew what's best for herself. Carolyn's like, well, she wants to stay here, and that's what it's going to be. So Roger says, well, if you don't give permission, I will. I'll find out from Garner exactly what you're in charge of. So Carolyn's like, well, that'd be good for you, too. I'll let you know what I think after Frank's guy sees my mother. And Roger just takes off. He was put in his place, so he's off the door. Lisa Great Dank, my connection is laggy and spotty. Oh damn! Try shutting it off and turning it back on. Try swearing at it. Sometimes that works. Shane B, I'm Pickle Rick. What's up? Great episode. Great episode. I turned myself into a pickle, Marty. Where's my pen? There it is. So Carolyn thinks whatever is wrong with her mom can't be cured in a hospital. And it's like the whole time she's just staring at her mother. It's rough. Moda said, time to exit stage right. My mom was addicted to Dark Shadows every day after school. Yeah, I saw an advertisement for it on a bench that said it came on at 4 p.m. Like, doesn't school get out at, I don't know, 3:30? No wonder the kids had to run home. Now, over in the foyer, here we got that Dr. Guthrie that was mentioned before, the spookologist. Now he's here. He's 30s, 40s-ish, dark hair, glasses. Bears a very slight resemblance to Jeffrey Donovan. That was Michael Weston on Burn Notice. I don't know if this guy's also a Taurus, but it just very slight resemblance to him. Well, but very, very professional, haircut and all this stuff like this. But he wants to speak with Victoria first. So Victoria, it takes his hat and coat, sets it on the table. They head into the living room. And Victoria knows Dr. Garner works with ESP. And, all these fucking G names, oh my god. Dr. Guthrie. Guthrie, not Garner. He's not a lawyer. He's a doctor. Dr. Guthrie. I'm going to screw that up so much. But he's like, I go farther than that. They have a research lab at the college. I would love to see that. How do you research spooky stuff like this? But that's what he says. So Victoria says, have you ever seen Dr. Guthrie says, a ghost? No. I'm close to proving they exist, but I just haven't seen enough to convince myself. Modus 3:30 in Chicago, but I had to be in the house to munch. Oh. Gotta get right home after school. But Guthrie's like saying, tell them I'm a psychologist. Liz might be ill because of something in her mind. And just sort of leave it at that. So over in the foyer, Roger's come down and he's speaking with Dr. Guthrie, saying, well, I hope you can help Liz. Family doctor doesn't know what to do. And if you come to the same conclusion, I'd like you to tell Carolyn that her mother should be in a hospital. So Guthrie says, if what I think is true, she won't spend another minute here. Okay. So up in Liz's bedroom, Victoria brings in Dr. Guthrie, and he's saying that her problem could be psychosomatic. Or I'm sorry, Victoria's saying that Liz's problem could be psychosomatic, and her doctor said she's physically sound. So it could have been brought on mentally. So the doctor just kind of checks her out. She's just lying there with her arms on the, covers there. He's like, look at her hands. They're just stiff. They're not like limp like that. He holds up her hand, and like her hand just stays, stiff like that. So Carolyn, of course, has been up there this whole time, and she says that Liz asked for her lawyer, and she put me in charge. And Victoria chimes in and says that she had been anxious about David and wanted me to keep him away from his mother. And Carolyn says that, her mother and Laura's relationship is not good. I forgot to check the audio. I'll do it after this episode. Yeah, their relationship's not good. Liz said that she left and came back, and then she fell out. So Guthrie said it could be a delayed reaction to trauma. And then he just tests her reflexes. You like wave your hand in front of their face, something like that, and it's just nothing. He's like, oh, she's in a trance. It's must be induced by hypnosis. I've got to get her out of Collinwood. Carolyn says Liz does not want to be moved, I promised. Guthrie says whatever caused the trance could be at Collinwood. And we must move her away, or this state she's in could be permanent. So Carolyn agrees, yeah, they've got to move her mother. Guthrie says to Victoria, don't tell anyone about this. So Victoria leaves. She's going to go phone the hospital. They've got to get her transported. And Guthrie wants to speak with everyone at Collinwood to gather information. That's why he wants the secrecy. And then we see the foyer for the credits. Okay. Let me stop there. Forget. And let me check the audio. Joe Taylor, Space Coast, Florida, real feel is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Ouch. I think we're going to be below freezing until, until Friday. It's going to be 1 degree Celsius. Hang on, a 30-second intermission or so. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. I always forget this. Okay, hold on. I've got to go to my own channel. And then tap on my own show to see this. Yeah, let me check this out. Oh, come on. Why do you always want to update when I'm live? No. Or this state she said could be permanent. Carolyn agrees. Yeah, they've got to move her mother. Guthrie says to Victoria, don't tell anyone about this. Okay. Audio is a bit low. I don't know what to do. Let me move this closer. About an inch closer. I'll do another episode. Check it out. Yeah, just it's basically fine. Just sounds like the audio kind of sounds like it does on the show. except that I'm not Laura Collins sitting in front of a fireplace all of the time. Amoda says, "Give me a 360 booty." I told you I don't have one. I've got hips, no cheeks. So I moved it closer. Let's see if that's gonna help anything. And I can talk louder, but I don't really. I shouldn't have to yell at you guys. It's so frustrating. Oh, Patrick, he says he doesn't know where the 98 comes from in his handle. You can um, update your handle. Uh, where do I have it? I have the steps. I'll post them in the chat room. It's easiest to find in YT Studio app, but most there's kind of, I mean, you can have that app, but if you don't have any content, it's a little bit not necessary. Update your handle. Here we go. These are the steps to update your handle if you are on YouTube itself. You go to you, which is your avatar, your little icon on the bottom of the screen. And then you go to view channel. It's way up at the top. It'll be your avatar with your name. It'll show your handle, then view channel with an arrow. You tap that. Then I forgot what I posted. Oh, it's right up on the screen. Then you go to the pencil icon. It says edit channel. And then the second, like there's your name, and then the second option is handle. That's the one that you want to update. You can't have any spaces. Underscores just make you look like you are Gen X, so avoid that. But you could, if there's no other, if nobody else has your handle, you can just chop the numbers off at the end and just be Patrick, even though that's not what his handle says. That's how I read it. So too much shirt, not enough hair. There we go. This is a Gray Still Plays Not Today Satan shirt. I asked to see if he was going to sell these again in a membership video, and I got no answer. I don't know. Maybe I can ask on Twitter. Let's see. Oh, he says the audio's been good. Yeah, it's basically, as good as it gets. It's just kind of too low. I didn't realize I had my volume up on like 23 when I checked it just now. I will. Shane's right. Yeah, it has to be unique. He can't choose one that already exists. Like your name can be anything. Like everybody can change their name to Michael, but your handle has to be unique because that's the end of the YouTube URL to find your channel. Like mine is, youtube.com/@ Nikki M. Carlin. So it just sticks with that. I mean, like don't update it now because you're here. Like you can do it after the fact or before Monday or something like that. It's not like we know who you are. Some people had some absolutely ridiculous handles. Like whatever, you're just dead now. I don't know who that is. All right, episode 161 aired on February 6, 1967. Joe Taylor, the owner of the channel, chooses who's a moderator. And they're certainly not the type of person to take any advice. So that's just how it is. That's why the decisions are what they are. Yeah, Shane. Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Like if I was to have moderators on this channel, there's a section where you can add moderators or add them. Um, I would say I don't know if you can, but like let's say you let somebody else have access to like sign into your account, like they can turn mods on and off. I know for a fact he has that setting on because one day I was unmodded and that was only because um, some childish people who are older than me were giving me and a few of my friends problems, and suddenly my handle color changed, and I mentioned it to Frank, and he's just, oh, that's, I know he didn't do it, I know who did do it, so that's how I know, at least at the time, more than one person had access to his account who could do that, so that's, yeah, that's very easy to figure. Don't lie to me, anybody. I'll figure it out. I'm older than I look. I've been around. I might not tell you I caught you, but I'm definitely. I'm not going to forget that because it's just you lie to people once, you're not going to stop. Joe Taylor so disappointed. Chat on Red Pill is not friendly like cliques in high school. Yeah, some people are. It kind of depends on the day. Again, there are some bad influencers in there who just shouldn't have blue handles because they're not behaving like adults. I mean, it's not my channel, it's not my decision, but you have to treat everybody fairly if you're in a position of power, and if you don't, it shows very quickly. But anyway, like I was saying, episode 161 aired February 6, 1967. We're in the day. Is it the next day now? Day 33? Yeah, it's morning now. Morning time. Big, bright, shiny shot of Collinwood. You can see the whole house. You can see the grounds. Not a cloud in the sky. Joe Taylor, yeah. Just don't lie to people. Just be honest. People will respect you. Who do you think you're fooling? So we're in the kitchen. I like the kitchen because there's plants in there. It's like the most alive room in Collinwood. But Carolyn, she's got her hair pulled back. It's like she's taken this responsibility very seriously. So rather than her like having her cute hair with it all flipped up at the end on the shoulders, the hair pulled back. She's got this wide flat bow in her hair, very Liz-esque. A dark colored dress, but it's got a light color around the collar. Moda says I've never changed my handle ever. Why? Um, if you've never personally changed it, it's good branding. This is the third handle I've had in 10 years. It took an entire day to update it to Nikki M. Carlin everywhere. I am never going through that again. Even if I get married. Like, dude, you better understand. This is my online name. It's a little bit, it's kind of doxing to, like, I wouldn't want to have my actual real name for my handle if it was my legal name, because everybody knows me as this now. This is how I've branded myself, so that's the way it stays. It's like a stage name. It's not your real name. It's not your birth name. I would make it my legal name, but that's like $400 that I don't have. But that's how people know you. Think of how many times Elizabeth Taylor was married. She didn't change her last name every single time because that's her stage name. It might be her real name too, but she's stuck with it. People aren't going to know who the hell you are if you keep changing your name all the time. But Carolyn, she's just worried. She doesn't think that she should have let them take Liz to the hospital. She's telling this to Victoria. She says she feels like she's never going to see her mother alive again. Victoria says it's in your imagination. You're just being gloomy. And Carolyn's kind of feeling a bit sorry for herself. She's tired of being a Collins. Like, all this responsibility, it's too much. Just, Liz never stopped being one when she married a Stoddard. Now it's Carolyn's responsibility, and she doesn't want it. Everyone thought Liz would handle everything forever, and she doesn't know how. They don't know how to handle their own lives. Like, Liz is a rock. That's why, again, it was so hard to see her so just confused and in bed and all that stuff. Or Modus was your because I made the conscious effort to make my handle the same as my screen name. The only difference is that there's no spaces, there's no period after the M, and now you can see the capital L. So there were no numbers involved in my handle. There are these the big sugar and flour containers, and then like a couple of ones that are half that size of tea and coffee there on the counter there. And we can see the wall that's opposite the door. It's got this wood paneling in case you wanted to draw it or build it in Minecraft. Victoria, good on her. She always tries to lighten the mood. She's saying to Carolyn, "We're a couple of sad sacks, aren't we?" And Carolyn says that she's glad Vicky's there. I'm sure Victoria had a lot of experience cheering up the other kids when they were sad at the orphanarium, foundling home. So that's good of her. She has that cheery side of her. She doesn't seem to let herself get too sad. She's already been through sad. But Dr. Guthrie comes in and he's saying that Liz has had psychic contact with something in Collinwood that wants to harm her. So he's getting somewhere. Now, over in the foyer, Roger insists on talking to Carolyn, but not in this drafty main hall where everyone comes and goes. It's the main hall. That's what it's for, Roger. So they go into the living room. And Roger asks, "Why did you change your mind about Liz? And why is Dr. Guthrie here when Liz is gone? How does that help?" Carolyn says there's nothing odd about a doctor asking about a patient's mental state, and Dr. Guthrie is here at my request, and he's staying. Oh, what's up to TLWS 1983? Hey Nikki, take care of your weight. Yeah, you too. With the handle changes, I'm sorry if I don't recognize your name, but what's up? Yeah, you too. Take care. You have to just take it one day at a time. Oh, Patrick says maybe the 98 is my age. Fucking feels like it. I know, right? That's why I give my age in cat years. I'm like 260 now, something like that. Um, unless there's other people with that same handle and you just happen to be the 98th one, that would be odd. I mean, like, there's a billion Nikki M, so I had to add a last name. Like, my link to my page was not even linking to my own channel, so I had to add a last name. We're over in the kitchen, and Victoria says that Liz did not want to be taken from Collinwood, and maybe Laura wants David and Roger. Oh, part. I didn't understand. I wrote it right. My brain just stopped. But Liz didn't want to be taken from Collinwood, and maybe Laura wants David, and Roger would let Laura just take him. David is the heir to Collinwood, and Victoria says, "No, it could be me, but weird stuff happens around him. He's not like other kids. He hangs out at the haunted old house, and I think Josette Collins looks out over him. She only appears to one person at a time, and I know she's there. I've seen her." She's telling Guthrie that, kind of blowing his mind. Amoda said, "Wait, you said when you get a boyfriend. Your last name doesn't change when you get a boyfriend, but like if I got married, they would have to. You don't change your stage name when your marital status changes. That's all there is to it. It's your identity. Yeah, most importantly is not today's Satan. Exactly, TL. Yep, not today's Satan. I think I'm going to ask in a tweet, and if I don't get an answer, then I'll just have to start my own merch with blackjack and hookers and make my own Not Today Satan shirts and things like that. Oh, Modus is smoking out on the balcony? Nice. Yeah, smoke one for me, man. I wish that would really take the edge off. It would help my back relax. Oh, what's up, Brian? Glad you made it. Yeah, smash that like button if you haven't yet. It does help out the channel. Over in the living room, Carolyn is saying that Liz put her in charge, not you, to Roger. And she left a document with her lawyers that will support my decisions if she needs to go that far. She said, "I don't want to fight with you, but I'm also in charge of the cannery. So, peace out. I'm busy." So over in the floor area, Roger thinks he should run the cannery. He's got an office there. He doesn't see why she's in charge of it. So Carolyn says, "Well, Liz ran Collinwood and the business, and so will I. Be nice to Dr. Guthrie. He's here for my mother's sake." And now she's done talking to him for real. So she leaves. And this is right when Dr. Guthrie comes in from the kitchen, and he has questions for Roger, but Roger, I don't have time. So we know how busy Roger gets with his crossword puzzle. But he goes into the living room. Dr. Guthrie follows him, and Roger says, "I don't know why you're here. Liz didn't get her way. She got mad, and then she took ill." So Guthrie asks, over David's custody, "Tell me about Laura." Roger, "None of your business." Liz doesn't have anything against Laura. I gave up trying to predict Liz's reactions before I gave up short pants. I'm not telling you, Jack. Were it up to me, you'd be gone. So just then, Victoria comes in, and Roger's done. He's out of the room. And Guthrie wants to speak with David. And so Victoria's like, "Well, you know, David's been made a pawn recently. He's sensitive and easily confused and hurt." So Guthrie says, "I'd like to see what happens with David at the old house." And then we see the kitchen for the credits. The window and camera left of the wall. So a good shot of that. Let me check the audio. This is so old school, checking it after every episode. out enough, damn it. Felt like I was screaming the last episode. Roger said, if it were up to me. No, I can't even sing loud, so that wouldn't. I don't have a vaudeville voice, so I can't really project that well. I can, but my voice is crunchy too. Modus Immortality, night, y'all. Oh my god, immortality is a curse. TL, how many seasons did this show run that you've been reading on? I'm just curious. Also, Guthrie is a hospital on my way where I am that has a long history. Must be a pants type of night for Nikki. I'm usually wearing shorts for these, even though it's cold as hell. And I'm not wearing socks. I just have to put on shoes when I stand up. These are shorts, though. You're forcing me to show you my shorts. But see, they're wait, I can't jump. I can't show you. I promise they're short. I don't own any blue jeans. I've got a pair of black jeans. Wait, no, I do own blue jeans, but they're darker than this. These were just given to me, so they just happen to fit now since my weight's down. It ran for, cause it's just the way it does have seasons, but I just watch them by episode number. Um, it's a soap opera, so it does have many. It's got 1,245 episodes, even though they didn't film some episodes. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, Tubi's blue now. Oh, it used to be purple. What? I hate this time of year. I'm so pissed off. Oh, I'm so pissed off. It was purple yesterday. I was just. I'm that mad about it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm gonna send you people an email. What the and I can't find anything. It's okay. Maybe I was in the wrong section. Is what? Oh my god, my stuff. Okay, it's purple. Oh my god, don't do that to me. I hate blue. Let me see how many seasons it has. Are you gonna show me? Like 26 or something? All episodes. Here we go. Season. Oh, I'm at the beginning. Go back. Dark Shadows. Got too many movies saved. Dark Shadows. Here we go. It's 26 seasons, but we're in the beginning, so that's 6 more seasons. I don't know how many episodes are in a season. I never broke this down into seasons. I do have the box set on DVD, so what I'm going to do right now is a 3-disc recap. I was doing this when I was first going through the episodes because I was blowing through them so fast. I probably watched the first 30 episodes in one day, because when you don't have to write them down, they go by fast. And my notes were really sparse, so every 3 discs I stopped. It's not exactly every 27 episodes. But this is... Actually, let me read the chat room. TL says it must be a pants type of night for Nikki. Yeah, no, it's Like 99% of the time I'm wearing shorts when I'm here. Erica says, Donde está? To myself. I did very well in Spanish 30 years ago. Good. Doing good. No, Lisa. Yeah, I am wearing shorts. I swear, I would never wear these outside. I've always fully like everything's covered up so I don't get tan, and it's cold for me. TL says I do wonder if it has anything to do with the Guthrie my way, which I personally know a few individuals who have shaped that life. Probably does not, but I was just curious. This guy came from Dartmouth. I looked that up. That's in Canada, but he doesn't sound Canadian. So what was he? Is he American? And that's just where they have his office where he, or his lab where he studies spooky stuff. Can you study in America and then get a job as a professor in another country just like that? Maybe you could in the 60s. But Dartmouth, I don't know if you're by there. But yeah, well, what's up, Erica? So this is the disc 16 through 18 recap. It covers episodes 136 through 161. And this was just me trying to keep my thoughts together about the characters we've seen so far, just kind of touching on a little bit on everybody. But I knew Maggie like Joe from their very first scene. They're in a room together. She's watching that man like a hawk. And she is completely over Colin's poor, except for Joe. If it was up to her, if she didn't have to take care of her pop, she would be gone. And everyone must think Sam's crazy. His hands are fucked up. Like, they're burnt up. You can just see the fingertips. He can't paint. He can't hold a glass. Nothing. I'm sure he's really depressed. Now, Laura is nice, but she comes off like an anorexic pyro. Same. And there's some weird stuff going on with her family somewhere in the past. Very suspicious. Roger wants Laura to take David yesterday. It'll be the best day in the world for him if that kid's gone. And Roger just has his bad habits and he only worries about himself. Completely selfish. Liz falls out. His niece is in charge. You think he would want to be there for her? Like, hey, her mom's sick. Oh no, his first thought is about himself because he wants to be in charge. But that's not what the lawyers say, so he's throwing a pissy fit. Liz is the only one who loves David for himself. And she does not mess around when it comes to him. I know she hires lonely people so they'll be loyal. Matthew Morgan, Victoria Winters. I see what she's up to. I don't think Carolyn knows how to be single. It's like she's been dating Joe as soon as she's been dating Age, and she just does not know how to handle herself if she doesn't have a man to run to. Sometimes Victoria really does act like a child in a woman's body. She's like half teacher, half foundling home child. I mean, she's 20, but she's been in that foundling home her whole life, and then she became a teacher there, so that's all she knows of the world, just these sad kids with no families. Like, she can balance a checkbook and all this stuff, but she's never had a boyfriend before. Josette is guiding Victoria into info about Laura. That's really happening. And I kind of don't care what other people think about this man, but I really do feel like Burke, low-key, comes off like a raper. When he was trying to, like Laura was just not into it, and he's like turning her head towards him and kissing her and just not backing off, and just, no, that just creeped me out a little bit too much. I don't feel safe with him around. I was kind of on the fence about him before, but that's not cool. That's really not cool. Mrs. Johnson is pretty slick though. I like Mrs. Johnson, I really do. She's not in a lot of episodes, but she does not mess around. She knows herself. She's a godly woman. She don't play. Very sneaky. Trigger discipline violation on Roger. And now we're starting to get those reshot and extended final scenes. Before it never happened. Eventually it's going to happen every episode. So many shots of fire. That only bothers me with my bad vision. It's just hard. Ugh. We get really good shots of the cottage and the Collinwood kitchen. Fucking kinescope. And I really am anxious for the next storyline. We're sort of in the Phoenix Down storyline right now. Can't wait till we get to the next one. TL says, that's not far over the border at all. I figured not, because this takes place up in Maine. It's Collinsport, Maine. It's a fictional town, but it's sort of, it's Maine, but it's also on the coast of Maine on an island where it's fictionally set. So Maine is just southern Canada. No, I'm not calling people from Maine Canadian. TL says, damn, I'm going to have to look into this because those hospitals took over all the others in this little area. No, I have homework, Nikki. Oh, yeah, homework. Aw. Are you in college? Oh, Patrick says there's a Dartmouth in Britain. It's on the south coast. Yeah, this dude sounds very American. Lisa Gray says, everyone is very suspicious in Dark Shadows. Yeah, like, there's really only a few people who are not sus. Everybody else has like, something going on, if not now, sometime in the past. Brian says, yeah, this is the 60s. It's, now we're into, I suppose in universe is 1967, but in real life, at the time it's airing, it's 1967, yeah. Actually, we are on episode 162, which aired February 7th, 1967. We're on disc 19. We're getting a different shot of the front of Collinwood. We got this shot back when Mrs. Johnson first arrived and Matthew was out there trimming the hedges, watching the car pull up. Not being like this big, tall, like man of a certain size. You can't hide. Out there trimming the hedges. But it's that shot. It is day 34, just daytime. We are in the foyer. Victoria's wearing a sweater and a dark skirt. She often does wear that, just like a button-up shirt, a sweater that's not buttoned up, and just some kind of skirt. Nothing too flashy. A little bit matronly. You would think she would dress younger, but she goes on dates and has nice dresses and all this. But she's putting Dr. Guthrie's coat on the table. There's that table directly facing the camera. That's where the coats go. And they're in the living room. Victoria says that Roger phoned the hospital last night, and there's no change. They don't know what's wrong. She asked, do you think Laura's responsible for Liz's condition? Because Liz told me to keep David away from Laura, but she's his mother. Guthrie says, definitely keep him away. I know some force at Collinwood made Liz ill, and the biggest issue here is her and Laura's beef with each other. And he wants to get to know Laura. He says, Frank told me about the L. Murdochs that they found out about in that crypt. He says, tell me about that. Victoria says, it's like I had no will of my own. I knew it was Josette because I smelled the jasmine. And I smelt it at the old house as well. I didn't imagine it. I think Josette's trying to tell me about Laura. Drop my pen, that's the first time. TL says, I feel like I have a better idea of why all hospitals in my area are now named Guthrie. Maybe it's a story, but maybe it also adds up. Did they start renaming them in the late 70s, or late 60s, early 70s? Is the show that popular that they just took the random character and decided to, like, nobody will get the reference, LOL. That's something I would do. Patrick, it's on the river called the Dart. Okay, I mean, a dart mouth. Mouth is a part of a body of water where, isn't that like where the sea goes into a river? I used to know what those things were. Or like a sound. It sounds like water. What do you mean it's called a sound? It's like, oh, it's a specific, yeah. I'm not nautical. Now we're at the cottage. Laura and David are there, and she's asking David if he wants to spend the night. David says, Victoria will say I have to do homework. And I'm glad you don't scold me and boss me around. So Laura asked, have you thought about leaving here with me? David doesn't want to leave Collinwood because he'll lose all of his secret hiding places. So Laura says, well, you don't have to decide now, but we haven't got much time. So we're over in the living room. David's come back, and he and Mr. Guthrie get to meet for the first time. Just gotta turn my laptop. Can't. There, I can see myself better. Okay. Oh, Patrick, yeah, I was correct. Cool. Yeah, I know a little bit. I live right on a lake, but I've never, haven't been on a boat in forever. It's fun being on the water. A lake does smell like dead fish if you've never lived by one. That's not fun when it rains in the summertime. I think that's why I don't eat seafood. But Guthrie and David meet, and David says, well, Victoria said you've seen a ghost. I believe you. I believe in ghosts. Or no, wait, Guthrie says that. He says that Victoria said that David has seen a ghost before, and here's an adult telling a kid that he believes him because he believes in ghosts. I don't think anybody's ever told David that before, but then David says, well, he saw Bill Malloy and Josette, and she's not scary, she's just sad. But she only appears for people who believe. Let's go to the old house. Victoria says, I told you to finish your schoolwork. David says, well, I was with my mother, and that's more important. And I'm going back so she can tell me stories, and you can't stop me. Victoria says, we'll see. Direct quote. So now we're over in the drawing room, over in the old house. And David is saying that Jeremiah Collins lived there with his wife, Josette. And he likes how it looks spooky now. And he says Josette wears a veil and a white dress and perfume. Well, there's a perfume smell when she's around. So this is the first time we're really... He's never mentioned smelling perfume before, but this is the first time he's saying it. But she haunts the old house because she killed herself at Widow's Hill, and no one knows why. He says, I think she was lonely. And he knows that Josette protects him. But he needs to ask her if he should stay or if he should go with his mom. TL says, well, yes, but I know some of the details from a few years, from a few that also go back in time. The property was taken over by pennies on the dollar. Really have some homework to do. That'd be interesting to look into. Like, how'd you guys name it after this? Were you watching a soap opera in the 60s by any chance? So over in the cottage, there's a we see into the door. We're like outside of the house, so we can see through the door. There's a small tree left of the door. Just some really short little. I don't know how old trees are to be that tall, but just some little trees around there. Victoria's there, and she's saying that David said that he's going to spend the night, but I think he shouldn't because he's behind on his schoolwork. Laura's like, oh, well, I'll have him do it here, and be honest, you're trying to keep him away from me. Laura says, or not Laura, but Victoria says, I have my instructions. Laura says, I know about Liz's instructions. I'm disappointed in you. You were so helpful, but now you're not. But you're not now. You better just forget about those instructions. Victoria says, what? Laura says, take my advice. Don't try to get between David and me. So we're back in the drawing room. And David says that, well, Josette only appears to one person at a time. So Dr. Guthrie decides he's going to go take a look around upstairs. And as soon as he's out of the room, David's, her portrait's right above the fireplace, so that's what David's speaking to. And he asks Josette, he's like, well, should I go with my mother or should I stay at Collinwood? And then he smells perfume, and Josette's picture starts to glow. Ooh, this is creepy. I got the chills. And then it turns into that portrait of Laura, with the flames behind her, and she's got her arms up like this, and then David is standing there, just standing there in the picture. Wait, would it be over here? Maybe it's over here. Yeah, it's on this side of the picture. David's just, standing there. He doesn't look scary or nothing like that. Now, David never saw that picture finished. It got burnt up by Roger before he ever saw it. So that's new to him. But that's what he sees replaced where Josette's picture was. And, ooh, that's creepy. Then we see the old house foyer. But we're looking through the banister to the stairs into the drawing room. That's the shot we get for the credits. But yeah. It used to be there was a boat that took you over to Cedar Point. And we took it, and I looked over across the water. I'm like, well, what's that line of red lights? Whoever I was with, I forget. They're like, oh, those are cars. Those are tail lights. They weren't moving. I was so glad to be on a boat. So episode 163 aired on February 8, 1967. It is day 34. It is daytime. We're in the drawing room. They reshot the end where David's talking to the picture of Josette, and then we, see it change into the portrait of him and his mother that he never saw finished before. But Dr. Guthrie comes downstairs, and David tells him, my picture was here with me in it. Didn't you see it? Guthrie says, no, tell me about it. David said, it looked like the picture that scared me, but I love it. And once her head came out of it, and it had fire and a blank space, today the space was filled by me. I'll want to go to ask how does the screenplay convey that David senses the aroma of perfume. He'll be... That's when he like had just like, uh, I smell perfume. As you just, when you kind of just talk to yourself aloud. It's not like they're like spraying some fake smoke in the air and he reacts to it. Or just like, Josette, perfume. And he doesn't know, I don't think he knows exactly what jasmine perfume is. It's just a flowery scent, I guess. So he'll just, or he might say, I smell perfume. It's something like that. David's a 9. So it's not like, perfume. He just blurts out everything he's thinking. You're just supposed to know how jasmine smells and just sense the scent he's thinking about. No, no, they don't. They're not. He's never mentioned smelling perfume before when Josette's around, but now he mentions it. Kind of. The first time we hear about that is from Victoria. Now David, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I smelled it when she was around too. Yeah, I just didn't think people never take David seriously about anything, so why would he give them all the details anyway? So I kind of see why he's never mentioned it before. I get it. People don't care. You start leaving out details. So yeah, now it is nighttime. We are at the cottage. So damn, Laura and Victoria have been talking there for a minute, but it does seem to get dark very fast there. But Laura is saying that she needs more time with David. Oh no, Victoria's gone. I was going to say she's been there that whole time. Yeah, it is later on. Now Roger's there, but Laura's just saying that she needs more time with David, and Victoria's stopping her. So Roger says, "Oh, what can I do about it? It'll take more time, is all." Laura says, "All I need is one night with David, and then he'll belong to me." Roger says, "I'll handle Victoria and Liz when she returns." Laura says, "You only want me to have David to piss off Liz." Roger's such a dick. He says, "You understand me too well. It's a wonder we never made a go of our marriage. You encouraged other men and made me jealous." Laura says, "You wanted me because Burke did. It was the only thing you beat him at. You wanted..." Oh no, Laura wanted Roger because of the life she thought she would have as a Collins. And that's when David comes running in the door. He's like, "I saw my picture at the old house. I was with Dr. Guthrie, but he didn't see it." So Roger, he's going to have a talk with that Dr. Guthrie. And he says, the sleepover's cool, it's fine by him, and he's out the door. So David says, "I was in the picture." Laura says, "Well, maybe it means you want to be with me forever. Like, well, would you like to see the desert?" And David, he doesn't want to leave his Aunt Elizabeth. And then he thinks Victoria is his friend. And she likes him best. So Laura asks him about Dr. Guthrie. And David tells her that he asks about Collinwood and the old house and people who have lived there and about her picture, that portrait that Sam painted. And Laura does not know why Dr. Guthrie's there. No clue. Want to go to like in Son of a Woman, yeah. It's been so long since I've seen that, but yes. I liked it. Oh, Michael Orleans, what's up? Not Dark Shadows. It's his favorite show. I'm so jealous he gets to go to that convention in California in the summer. Ugh, where did my... Oh. Put that on the floor. I threw it on the ground. It wasn't December they announced they're going to have that thing out in California. It's at some like airport hotel or something like that. David Selby is going to be there. He's not on the show yet. OMFG. I like the character he plays. So in the drawing room in the old house, Roger's there, and he's saying to Dr. Guthrie that you are encouraging David's fantasies. As long as I'm his legal guardian, you won't see him. Puts his foot down. More chapstick. It's Carmex, not sponsored. I've got like one tube left. It's not like cherry flavored, it's just Carmex flavored. Last thing I want to do is tease myself with food I can't eat. So that was enough for Dr. Guthrie. He left the old house. Now he shows up at the cottage. Laura lets him in, and she says, "Oh, David told me about you." Guthrie, same. Nice kid. Laura says you can't blame David for believing in ghosts growing up at Collinwood. This place is more part of the past than the present. And to be honest, Roger's the bigger baby of the two of them. He thinks more of himself than anyone else. And Liz thought I wasn't good enough to be a Collins. So Guthrie says he's never seen anything like Liz's illness in this world. Laura says, "Are there any other worlds?" Guthrie, "It might be. Haven't you ever considered the possibilities of another world?" And then we see the drawing room for the credits. Josette's portrait up there above the fireplace. That's the first time they've ever really mentioned like the possibility of other worlds. That's okay. I don't know if they're going to do anything with it, but they've certainly introduced the idea of it. Episode 164 aired on February 9, 1967. Now we're in day 35. It's morning. And we're in the living room. Dr. Guthrie asks Victoria if anyone mentioned that finished picture to David. Victoria, no. So Guthrie wants to know the connection between David's picture, like seeing it at the old house, and Liz's illness. Because, I mean, she could talk, but she couldn't remember where she was. And whatever force just wants her to forget. So Victoria says, well, it couldn't be anyone here. Laura didn't see her that day. And Sam denied painting the pictures and said he did them against his will. And she knows that Sam and Laura were not friendly. So Guthrie wants to talk to Sam. So Victoria says, I don't know, he burnt his hands recently, and you really should ask his daughter Maggie. Ask her first. You don't want to just show up at his house and embarrass him. So we're over in the Evans cottage, and Sam hasn't had a drink. So I'm sure he's got the DTs. And he doesn't even want to go out for a walk, because then he'll just see something he can't paint. I know what that's like. So Maggie's back there. She's pouring coffee for both of them. I don't know if it's hers or Sam's, but it's a two sugars and some cream. Sam saying how he didn't have a drink yesterday, and he's just he's just restless. I'm sure with the lack of substances in his system and the fact that he can't do he's an artist and he can't paint, so you can just only imagine how frustrated he is. So Maggie tells him to relax. Sam says, I'd rather never paint again than make something I hate. So Maggie's just she's got to go to work, so she's looks back at her dad. We can tell she's so worried about him, but she's got her responsibilities. There's only so much she can do to help him out and cheer him up, but she's got to go to work. She's out the door. So then we're on the Collinsport Inn, and it's as if Maggie has already met Dr. Guthrie. Victoria's introduced them, and they seem to have put on the fact that Guthrie is just an art collector. That's why he would want to meet Sam. So Maggie said, well, that her father would love to meet someone who's interested in his work, and he's been very restless since he burnt his hands. Just then, Burke walks in, and he says, oh, I've been wanting to see you. He always wants to see Victoria. So him and Dr. Guthrie get to meet for the first time, and Guthrie's going to take off, go to the Evans cottage. Victoria's going to stay there. He's just going to walk on over. Collinsport does seem small enough that you can just walk to anywhere you really want to go. But, Burke and Victoria sit down. Maggie brings them some coffee. And she's saying how that Guthrie's a rare kind of person who's interested in Sam's art. But now we're back at the Evans cottage, and there's Sam. He's looking at the easel. It's, he go to reach for a brush. You can't even pick it up. What's the point? Looks over at the bottle, reaches for that, but then there's a knock at the door. So he says, go away. So Guthrie opens up the door. He said, did you say come in? Then he asks, are you Samuel Evans? Sam says, I haven't been Samuel since I was 7. But Guthrie's like, oh, well, I'm an art collector, and you just wanted to see your work. So he's just kind of looking it around. It really is a variety of stuff he's got there. And, he's got some stuff up on easels on display. He's got some stacked up that you can just kind of, leaf through. And it's like landscapes and portraits on commission. That's the sort of stuff Sam does. Oh, Patrick, 1:33 a.m. here. Good night, Nikki, and all in chat. Have a great rest of the weekend. Yeah, you too. Thanks for showing up. Smash the like button on the way out. Don't forget your pants. And, Friday the 13th show. I don't think we're near that quite yet, but I'm just putting it out there now so you don't forget. Of course, I'll tweet it out and all that stuff. But yeah, take it easy. Have a good night. If anybody needs help updating their handle, let me know. I've got the steps. But then there's like a desk that it's always there. It's always going to be there. But there's like these slats underneath it for, storing pictures. And that's what Guthrie notices, and he goes over to it. And Sam's like, oh, no, don't mind anything under there. Those are, canvases I've been meaning to paint over. Just stuff that's just not good enough. But Guthrie's looking through him anyway, and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" Pulls one out. It's that burnt picture where the one with the giant hole in the middle that got burnt up when there was no fire near it. So he pulls it out, sees it. First thing he says is, "Was this Laura Collins?" Sam says, "Who are you?" It's like, "I don't know who sent you, but get out." Guthrie says, "And you're going to say you didn't paint it. I believe you." Sam says, "I don't care what. Why should you believe me?" And Guthrie says he may be able to find out who did paint it. Like, when somebody has too much information that you didn't give them, it's like that. It's creepy how he knows all this stuff. We know he knows it, but Sam doesn't, so he's creeped out. But, go to commercial, come back. And Guthrie's saying that Victoria sent me, and, call her up at the Collinsport Inn restaurant if you don't believe me. She introduced me to your daughter, Maggie. And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on up at... He misspeaks and calls it Collingwood. I noticed that. It's close enough. But he wants to know what's going on up at Collinwood and, here in Sam's house. And there's Sam, the curse of Collinwood. Collinwood is everywhere. And he never knew Laura very well. It's like, but that's not her in the portrait. It's pure evil. Over at the Collinsport Inn, donuts! And that little case there. I'm so glad they're on the show. Haven't had donuts since last year. They're one of my favorite characters. Burke is saying to Victoria that you don't like Laura because Liz tells you what to think. Victoria says that Liz wants what's best for David, and she doesn't want to talk about Laura. Don't turn into that guy that's always talking about some chick all of the time every time we see you, Burke. Nobody likes that kind of guy. Just because you're simping for her doesn't mean we are too. Don't be that guy. But we're back at the Evans cottage, and Sam is saying that when he was painting that portrait of her, he saw Laura. It's like she had placed herself out of reach of anything human and was just consuming malice the way fire consumes, and it's destructive, and she just didn't care. Because when he was painting, he's just moving his hand like he doesn't care. And I mean, like, yeah, we're not going to see what the actor's doing, but it's almost like he was just in a trance and just painting whatever his hand wanted him to. But back at the Collinsport Inn restaurant, Burke is saying that he's worried about Liz. Victoria says, "I'm sure you are." Burke's like, "No, I mean it. She's tough. She never gives an inch. She didn't look sick the last time I saw her during the storm." Victoria says, "You saw Liz that night?" Burke's like, "Yeah." So just then, they happen to be in the lobby of the hotel when they're saying this, so that's when there's those doors right behind them that Dr. Guthrie comes in. And Burke is just offering her a ride back to Collinwood, but she turns him down because Dr. Guthrie's headed right back up there anyway. So Burke's just, "Oh, okay," yeah, so he takes off. There's a lamp in the shot. It's a lot of the times we do see it at Collinwood. I guess they just move it around from set to set. I call it the Purina lamp because it has those 5 dots. Of course, we don't see it in color, but it does look like the Purina logo. I kind of bring that up too. Just mention that, like, look for that lamp, but also that don't buy Purina because it's owned by Nestle. A lot of pet food does seem to be made by Nestle. When I was buying cat food, I went with Meow Mix. TL, you're right. Yeah, no real women want simps. That's just brainwashing. Just my viewpoint. Here I am alone because I do not accept that BS, so someone tell me I'm wrong. I mean, it's okay to, like, love your girlfriend, love your wife or whatever, but they're not dating. They were dating 10 years ago, but she's fucking married now with a kid. I mean, they're basically separated, but, like, it's over, man. Get over it. But I mean, like, see, you love your girlfriend, you love your wife. Okay, you can, just don't bring it up every single time you see other people. It's like, we know you're together. We read your tweets. You don't gotta beat us over the head with it, with her, him. Oh, my boyfriend did this. He's so sweet. My boyfriend did that. I love him so much. Look what my boyfriend did. Look at my. Can you exist when he's not around, bitch? Same thing with the guy. Like, I'm glad you love each other. I really am. Love's a great thing, but you sound like you're obsessed with your favorite TV character, or like how kids can only talk about one subject because they're stuck learning about. Like, every kid goes through that phase where they like dinosaurs, so that's what they want to talk about. All David wants to talk about is ghosts, so that's the only thing that comes out of him. Okay, yeah, Purina lamp. But Burke's out of the room, so Victoria tells Guthrie that Burke just said he saw Liz before she fell out. No, nobody knew that. Nobody else knew about that until right now. But he saw Liz at the cottage, and Liz was alone with Laura before she got sick. So Laura lied. And we see that the Collinsport in lobby for the credits. It says 11:12 on the clock, but I think I've seen that a few times. I don't think they reach up there and change the time, so it's I guess it's 11:12 a.m. because it's daytime, well, morning. TL, real women used to exist in the world, and that was teamwork. It's now bow down and obey, which is not a two-way street. That's a one-way road, and a bike path does not work. Yeah, some women like bitching and being the man in the relationship. It's not sexy at all. It just makes the man look like a cuck and a little bitch. Women want men, not some little, pussy footman to, scamper after them. And if that's what you do want, you're not very much of a woman. I'm not saying being a pushover as a chick, but it's give and take. Joe Taylor, yeah, read your pet food labels. They're poisoning pets like us. Yeah, if I don't trust the hospital for myself, I don't trust the vet either. You don't know what's in a needle. I mean, we know what's in a needle, but they won't tell us the truth. It works two ways. It's give and take. It's a team, not a coach and players. It's like, if your woman is the man of the relationship, then we just get to start assuming, oh, okay, is she pegging you as well? Are you gay? Well, what's this about? Like, how low is your self-esteem that you have to be with somebody who's always, putting you down and, like, obviously putting you second or using you? That makes you both look bad. You're not like a badass woman. You're not a girl boss if you're doing that. You're just a bitch. And if you can't trust the man to have any kind of responsibility in the relationship, you shouldn't be together. And then people like me start to speculate. TL, true story. I don't trust any air quote medical professionals my way either. That's why I'm crazy to everyone, I guess. Yeah, I won't go to a hospital. I've done my time in one. You know what death sentence is like when they cast it on you in Final Fantasy VII? So many people I know, I just see that countdown timer above their head. Can I get through another episode? Sure, let's try. Episode 165 aired on February 10th, 1967. It is still day 35. It's nighttime. And we're at the Collinwood foyer. The front door's open for the camera. It's like, why are the doors open? Oh, the camera's got to go somewhere. But David's got this small suitcase, and he's just, bouncing down the stairs. So Victoria says, well, what have you got? You're supposed to be getting ready for bed. She grabs a suitcase. It just immediately falls open. His pajamas spill out. David's pissed off about that, but he says that he's staying the night with his mom. So just then Roger walks up. That's why the camera's in the doorway. But Roger said David did ask for permission, and I gave it. So Victoria asks to speak with Roger. And Roger tells David, well, go wait up in your room. Just go up there and wait. She's like, well, she's going to convince you I can't go. And she's like, just go up there and wait. So they go in the living room, and Victoria's saying that she doesn't think David should sleep over. She says that seeing Laura upsets him, and Liz wanted me to keep charge of David. Roger says, I'm his dad. Pours himself a drink. So Carolyn walks in, and she's like, what's with David? He's got his suitcase, and he's sitting down outside of his bedroom door. So she tells him, well, Victoria is in charge of David. What she says goes. Roger says, stay out of it, Carolyn. Remember, your authority doesn't override my decisions as David's father. Now, I'm taking him to see his mother. That's the end of it. So he walks out of the door. Carolyn says that she is convinced that Laura has got something to do with Liz's illness. She just wishes she had proof. And Joe Tay says, I so miss my kitty 18-year-old baby. Oh, yeah, that's R.I.P. Yeah, I was saying my gamer cat passed away, and it was a Sunday. It was January 28th, so 10 days after my birthday. About 24 hours before the next show on Monday. I was up with him all night and all day. I got closure, though. I got to say everything I wanted to him before he passed, so I knew that was never going to happen again. I just told him he was going to a good place. It was going to be okay. So over in the foyer, Dr. Guthrie shows up. And Victoria is saying to him that, well, it could be evidence, but Burke saw Laura before she fell out. Like they said it in the last episode. Sometimes they have to repeat stuff because it's the next day. Maybe folks didn't see yesterday's episode. But yeah, Victoria's saying that, Burke saw Liz before she fell out of the cottage, with Laura, and this is the first time Carolyn's hearing it. So we get to hear it twice, and, Carolyn needs to know that that's her mom. But at the cottage, David's there, and he's saying that Victoria tried to stop him. He's like, I wish you would just leave me alone. Roger says that's not the right attitude to have. Victoria is in charge of some things, and you should listen to her. While you're here, your mom's in charge. And he was just there to drop him off, so he takes off. TL says, find the guy who and why he wore the tinfoil hat. to get and understand why that was so important. It's not what's told to the public. You're on the right path. You can't trust liars. Everything on the news is a lie. Nobody was falling out in 2020. It wasn't until 2021. That's a topic we have to skirt around because it's protected. And I don't want this episode taken down. I just have to do it all over again. Joe Tay, the shedding is real. Yeah, don't touch those people. Don't swap fluids with them. Don't eat any of the food they make. Don't. I guess you can give them a hug, but don't kiss them or anything like that. Don't have sex with one. Just like it's an NPC. Joe Taylor, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it sucks. It was 3 years ago. Um, yeah, again, a week after my birthday, and everything starts falling apart again. And I like Aquarius. I've got signs in air in Aquarius, or planets in Aquarius. Why's it gotta be like this, man? Can't have nothing. And then within the year, my last cat passed away. So 2023 was very bad. So now we're at the living room, and Carolyn says that she is going to go to the cottage to find out what's up. She knows Laura did something to Liz. And Guthrie's saying that Laura shouldn't know what we know. She'll be suspicious. I don't know if it will help, but I want to perform a seance. There's no natural cause for Liz's condition. So Victoria tells Guthrie that David is sleeping over at his mom's house. And Carolyn says that Roger insisted we should tell him that Laura lied about seeing Liz. Guthrie says no. Roger will confront Laura about it, and she'll be even more suspicious. It's like, I want Laura to cooperate with the seance. David is safe with her tonight because she's trying to win him over. So at the cottage, the couch is all made up. So, like he put a sheet on the cushion so somebody can sleep there. But Laura says that David used to smile in his sleep when he was a baby, and even when she picked him up. And she's got a book for him to read to her tonight. And David's sitting by the fire. Laura's sitting on the couch. He acts like he doesn't want to sit next to her. But Laura says, well, you're not still afraid of me, are you? He says, no. So he gets up and he sits next to her. Arm around him. Aw. In the living room, Carolyn is saying that she's scared. Victoria says, so am I. And Carolyn wishes her mom was there to help her out. Aw. So at the cottage, David is nodded out next to Laura, like he's just leaning up against her, just like totally zonked out. But then Laura says, she's like, you're here, aren't you, Josette? Leave David alone. You stay away and you never come back. And then off to the side, we see this apparition of Josette just appearing, just fading into the shot. But then a few seconds later, she just disappears. And that's when David kind of wakes up. He's like, who was here? Laura says, no one. You're not going to have any nightmares. You'll never be afraid as long as you're with me. And we see the cottage fireplace for the credits. Hell yeah, I did get through one more episode. Sweet. So poor Liz is up in Boston in the hospital, and Carolyn's just scared because all the responsibilities are her, and her Uncle Roger sure isn't trying to help. And we Laura's behind what's wrong with her mother. I think everybody's starting to. But we can't prove it. There's absolutely no proof. It's just coincidence that she was nearby. Lisa says she thinks her sister got cancer from her. Uh, her husband got uh, some extra stuff he didn't need in 2021, and now he's passed away. Oh, I'm sure that's how it happened. Dude, oh, I'm sorry. Damn, that sucks. TL says no stabby BS for me. I'm waiting for when my age, or for when my, I'm waiting for when my type, or what real women want. But it's still not now. Haha. Folks are becoming like slowly more based. Even Zoomers are more accepting of based values. Like say, not getting their body parts chopped off as much. Ryan says, "Dang, Nick, you just say I don't have any fun." Oh, you can still have fun. It's part of the reason why I bring up why things are so bad for me is because I'm fairly certain things are better for other folks than for myself. And that keeps me going, knowing that everybody else is probably having a easier time of it than me. Joe Taylor says, I worked in school cafeteria, no issue until 2021, and the retards chose to do something that's putting a death sentence above their heads. They made us start wearing masks for the full 4-hour shift. I ended up getting sick and never tested, had to resign. Yeah, no, that was, oh my god, that was such bullshit. I wore a mask one time and I couldn't breathe, so I just wore a scarf over my face, but I didn't want to look like a pedophile while I was on the clock. I'm not one in real life. I don't want to dress like one. I'm not one anywhere else, so I don't want to dress like one. If you're having sex with people, make sure they're 18. Joe Taylor, don't trust dentists either. Yeah, I'll never have straight teeth now, but they gotta stick stuff in your mouth and try to give you fluoride and things like that. So that's not good. Yeah, you can't be around people who got anything that they didn't need in 2021. It doesn't matter how long you've been married. It doesn't matter how long you've been friends, how much you love them. They don't love you. They chose that whatever their religion was, they renounced it for the devil. Satan makes it really easy to hop onto his side. That's why there's AI everywhere. People used to just sell their souls to be famous in Hollywood. Now people are selling their souls as a search engine. And all this thing does is try to tell kids and people to kill themselves. So if you're pro-suicide, you must be pro-AI, because it's just telling these people to unalive themselves. If you feel like you have to kill yourself, that's a personal decision. You shouldn't have a computer or another person telling you to do it. It's either no, or I'll get around to it. Don't rush me. TL says, you always get it. Some of us do. And we are shit on, but most don't. It's okay. It's hard to be right most of the time, but somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the voice of reason. I'd rather be right and not go with the crowd. It's kind of, sometimes it's more fun to say, I told you so. It sucks when you have to lose so many people in your life, but I was already in a place where I didn't have those a lot of people in my life, so it's I can only imagine how hard it is for you have to be the strong one in a situation and cut people off, or they're going to drag you down with them. It's if you want to be dragged down with them, that's your choice, but don't try to defend it to people. You're sinking into quicksand. You hand them a stick, you don't dive for them. But there's no saving somebody from that. TLS still never used AI till this day, a day in my life. Only ever had 3 types of social media and was off in 2019. Boom for the win. I still stand it out. Yeah, it's AI. I've unfollowed channels because of that. Which it's their loss. If you want Satanists around you, that's your fault. I know I'm running over a little bit. Um, oh, Joe Taylor says food grade peppermint oil and clove oil is awesome for dental issues. I just want whiter teeth. If you can't have straight teeth, get them whiter. That's all I need to. That's what I would do. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking with me for a couple of hours while I talk about Dark Shadows. It's not like a straight up review. We do kind of like catch up and chill out and stuff. This is more like how you would tell your friends about a show you watched rather than a hard and fast just review thing. But I'm glad you guys had time for it. I love seeing you guys. I look forward to this all week. As bad as this week was, I knew I was going to get to see you guys on the weekends. So I've always got this to look forward to with you guys. I have to look at a calendar. Oh. Yeah, not this Friday coming up, but the following Friday is when I want to do a show. But yeah, we went live. Oh, Steve 1989 MRE info. Cool. Steve. So, thank you guys for showing up. Smash the like button on the way out. Don't forget your pants. You're going to need those for the show all week. At least for the chat room. I was in the chat room no matter what. This chat room and the Twitch chat room for the other show that we go to. If you need help updating your handle again, let me know. I can get you the steps. And always, stay based, stay sexy, get something to eat, get something to drink. Starting to forget what I say. I've kind of mentioned everything before. I do have super chats opened up. That's Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee. All of that goes to myself. You're not paying Google. Again, I'm not buying hookers and blow with it. TL says you did a great job, Nikki. Even when those myself took you way off topic. Good talking again, and take care of your weight. Yeah, it's okay getting off topic. It's hard for me to stay on topic anyway, so I just run with it. John Rogers says, thanks, Nikki. Yeah, thank you. Lisa Gray says, bless you, Nikki, dear. We appreciate you. Yeah, and more power to your sister. That's, damn. Damn, that just sucks. If, I don't know how that goes for your marriage, but if they are putting that in them, just, you gotta get divorced. So, just more power to her. I hope she can get well and just stay away from any sick people. Don't go into a hospital unless you want that. Just look up how a death sentence looks when it's cast on you in Final Fantasy VII, and I just see that so many places. It's just, I'm mentally preparing myself for having to, like, lose a lot more people, probably in the next 5 years. To me, it's like a 10-year death sentence, or you're just going to have lots of bad issues if you do go try to have children. It's just not good. It's just bad. And don't use AI because it's evil. If you do super chat to me, I don't use AI. I never would. I would never disrespect my audience by throwing AI in your face. I don't expect anybody else to use it or accept it. If you got it, I'm not expecting any. I don't like people or value people based on how much money they are currently giving me. Everybody's all the same. We're all great people who want good things for each other. Joe Taylor says, Nikki, keep your chin up, and you might want to plug in your PC. Your battery's running low. She didn't say that. I did. Keep your chin up and fuck them assholes for bullying you. Yeah, I'll just take, since I'm on the right side, I will just take the right steps. Instead of looking for a place to live and packing up things so I can move, I get to waste my time reporting accounts. Just how some people are. But I love you guys again. Thank you for showing up. TL says it's pure blood till the end, even if I'm alone and still standing by it. Yeah, you'll be the one still on social media like that. I told him. A lot more room on here, but don't listen to me. So yeah, I love you guys all again. You're the best. Thank you for being here and letting me put on a show for you guys. This gives me, it might just seem like one show once a week mostly, but it does give me a lot of purpose in a life that seems to have lost a lot of purpose. You guys give me a reason to stick around, so thank you for being you so I can be me. Check out some Dark Shadows if you're interested, or you can listen to me spoil every episode. So I love you guys again. R.I.P. to Catherine O'Hara. And yeah, I will see you guys in a week. I'll see you guys in the chat room. I love you all again. Brian, wow, that is so lucky. Just make sure that kid is hope she grows up okay. I hope she doesn't have any reproductive issues herself. No Sunday show. I'm always off on Sundays, but I'm gonna do a Friday show on Friday the 13th. I do want to start doing at least one balcony chat on a Friday to see you guys, just to talk about random stuff because it's not a review. But yeah, I'm off on Sundays. I'm either doing reviews or playing Minecraft on Sunday. That's my day off. It'd be cool to eat on that day too. But love you guys again. I know I've said that a lot, but you guys really do mean the most to me. So thank you for being you guys and for being here and being in the chat room. We all support each other and keep each other going. So thank you very much for that. And my battery's dying. So until next time.